country's political course has witnessed a dramatic twist as a new political equation was formed with CPN Maoist Centre Chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal as the new Prime Minister. With Nepali Congress remaining adamant on leading the government, Maoist Chairperson Dahal broke the alliance to side ways with CPN-UML. As the drama unfolded, Dahal has found himself at the helm of the government with the support of 169 lawmakers. Good morning, I'm Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. CPN Maoist Centre Chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal appointed Prime Minister to take the oath of office and secrecy later today. Largest party Nepali Congress falls out of the government. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulates Premier Dahal through a tweet. Modi looks forward to better bilateral relations. China also extends greetings through its embassy in Nepal. At least 38 deaths linked to a severe Arctic freeze that continues to pummel the US and Canada. 34 people died across the US, with the worst hit area being the city of Buffalo. And English Premier League actions resumes on Boxing Day as it kicks off with Brentford facing Tottenham Hotspurs later today. 7 matches lined up for the evening today. CPN Maoist Centre Chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal, with the backing of CPN-UML and several other parties, has been appointed the country's 45th Prime Minister. President Bidya Devi Bhandari appointed Dahal as the Prime Minister yesterday. The Maoist Centre Chair has been appointed Prime Minister under Sub-Article 2 of Article 76 of the National Charter. Prime Minister Dahal has the backing of 7 parties and 3 independent, with a combined strength of 169 lawmakers in the House of Representatives. Earlier, following some dramatic political development, Maoist Chair Pushpa Kamal Dahal had walked out of the alliance meeting as Nepali Congress remained adamant with not relenting either of the post of the Prime Minister and the President. This followed leader Dahal's meeting with his CPN-UML counterpart Oli as a 7-party alliance agreed to put Maoist Chair Dahal in the top executive role. Both the neighbouring countries, India and China, have congratulated the newly elected Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Dahal for assuming the top post yesterday itself. The Indian Premier congratulated Prime Minister Dahal through a tweet within few hours after President Bidya Devi Bhandari appointed Dahal to the position of the top executive. PM Modi, through his tweet, expressed his enthusiasm to work with Dahal to promote the bilateral relation between the two neighbouring countries. Likewise, the Indian and Chinese embassies in Nepal have also congratulated Premier Dahal for his appointment. Dahal's secretariat informed that Chinese Deputy Ambassador Wang Xining and Indian Ambassador to Nepal Nabin Srivastav congratulated the newly elected Premier through a telephone conversation. CPN Maoist Chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal, who has revolved around the centre of national political affairs, has become the 45th Prime Minister of the country. This is Dahal's 3rd stint as the country's Prime Minister. From living underground to the success of the 10-year-old Maoist insurgency which propelled him into the national politics. Dahal's first stint as the country's Prime Minister had come in 2008, while he became the Prime Minister of Nepal for the 2nd time in 2016. President Bidya Devi Bhandari appointed Pushpa Kamal Dahal as the Prime Minister of Nepal under Clause 2 of Article 76 of the Constitution. In the process, the Maoist chair this time ditched the Nepali Congress-led alliance to join hands with CPN-UML, which paved his way to the seat of the Prime Minister. Leader Dahal had become the Prime Minister for the first time in 2008 after the then Maoist Centre had joined the mainstream politics with the successful hosting of the first Constituent Assembly election. Dahal was compelled to resign 9 months later following a dispute after he tried to sack the then Chief of Army Staff Rukmangard Katwal. Leader Dahal assumed the top executive role for the 2nd time in 2016 after he broke away with CPN-UML to become the Prime Minister with the assistance of Nepali Congress. Prime Minister Dahal finds himself at the helm of the government for the 3rd time as he broke ties with Nepali Congress-led alliance to join hands with CPN-UML. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal hails from Kaski's Dhikur Pokhari as his political career started in the year 1971. He became the party General Secretary in the year 1989 following the expulsion of leader Mohan Vaidya. Dahal has been at the helm of the party ever since for the past 3 decades. Prime Minister Dahal has ascended to the top executive role, according to political analysts, as the most testing time. It would not be easy for the new Prime Minister to maintain a balance in the political equation at a time when his top priority would be to address growing public grievances. A new political equation has been formed among political parties to make CPN Mao's Centre Chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal the Prime Minister for the first 2.5 years. Earlier, the new 7-party alliance led by CPN-UML staked the claim for government formation at the office of the President in Sheetal Niwas, Maharajganj, with CPN Mao's Centre Chairperson Dahal as the new Prime Minister of Nepal. After the first tenure completes, the remaining tenure of premiership will be given to CPN-UML. According to the agreement reached between CPN-UML and CPN Mao's Centre, Dahal will be the Prime Minister for the first 2.5 years. The meeting held at CPN-UML Chairperson KP Sharma Oli's residence in Balkot, Bhaktapur yesterday reached an agreement to form a new alliance for government formation. A simple majority government will now be formed with the support of 169 lawmakers with CPN-UML's 78 seats, CPN Mao's Centre's 32, Rashtriya Swatantra Party's 20, Rashtriya Prajatantra Party's 14, Janata Samajwadi Party's 12, Janamat Party's 6, Nagarik Unmukti Party's 4 seats and also the support of 3 independent lawmakers. The deadline given by President Bidya Devi Bhandari to the political parties to form a new government had ended yesterday. With the new political equation, the Nepali Congress-led alliance has been disintegrated. After consensus was not reached at the meeting in Balwatar, CPN Mao's chair Dahal had reached Balkot, where the new agreement for government formation was struck. Chairperson of Rashtriya Swatantra Party Rabi Lamichhane, Chairperson of Rashtriya Prajatantra Party Rajendra Lingden, Janata Samajwadi Party leader Ashok Rai, Janamat Party chair C.K. Raut, among other leaders, had held the meeting in Balkot yesterday. Following the political drama yesterday that led to the breaking of the 5-party alliance and a massive setback for Nepali Congress, a meeting of the largest party was held to assess the situation. A few hours of high-octane political drama meant that KP Sharma Oli and Pushpa Kamal Dahal found themselves at the veranda of Balkot waving at the supporters to announce a massive upheaval in the national politics. The office bearers meeting of CPN Mao's Centre was held at party chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal's residence in Khumaltar, Lalitpur yesterday. Nepali Congress leader Bimalendra Nidhi had reached Khumaltar with party president Sher Bahadur Dewa's message. Dewa's proposal to Dahal was that Nepali Congress would claim the post of president and lead the government for the first 2.5 years. This made leader Dahal skeptic as he arrived at Balwatar to hold a one-on-one meeting with Nepali Congress president Sher Bahadur Dewa. Sources have claimed that a heated discussion had ensued between the two leaders at the meeting. A visibly disturbed Maoist chairperson walked away from the meeting at Balwatar. Dahal was requested by Congress president to return to the meeting, trying to forge a political bargaining. However, Dahal, in response, reportedly said that it was now too late for such equations. Leader Dahal reached Balkot residence of UML chair Oli around 2 p.m. and by that time the UML chair had already held discussions with RPP chairperson Rajendra Lingden, Rabi Lamichhane of Rashtriya Swatantra Party and Janata Samajwadi Party's Ashok Rai. Janamat Party's C.K. Raut was also called to Balkot as a new 7-party alliance was formed with UML chair KP Sharma Oli agreeing to hand over the government reins to Maoist chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal. The latest political development has also rocked the political equations at the 7 provincial governments. The scenario means that Nepali Congress will have to opt out of the government in all the 7 provinces. The new coalition comprising UML Mao's Centre, Rashtriya Swatantra Party, RPP, Janata Samajwadi, Janamat Party and Nagarik Unmukti Party are also certain to hold sway in the provincial government formation. 47 lawmakers are required in the 93-member Province 1. CPN-UML boasts of 40 lawmakers here, while an addition of 13 Maoist lawmakers are suffice to form the provincial government. UML is also the largest party in Madhya province with 23 lawmakers, while the province requires 54 lawmakers to form the government, and the number is likely to be filled with Janata Samajwadi 16, Janamath Party's 13, Maoist Centre's 12 and RPP's 1 lawmaker. The Bagmati province has a total of 110 lawmakers, while the required 56 lawmakers is likely to be filled by UML, Maoist Centre and RPP, which total a more than adequate 61 lawmakers to form the government. In the 60-member Gandaki province, UML, RPP and Janata Samajwadi can combine together to make 32 lawmakers, one more than the required number of 31. The Lumbini province with 87 members require 44 lawmakers to form the government. In Lumbini 2, UML with 29, Maoist Centre with 9, RPP with 4 along with 3 independent candidates will clinch the required number for the government formation. Likewise, 40-member Karnali province will require 21 lawmakers to form the government. Maoist Centre's 13 and UML's 10 lawmakers are again enough for government formation in Karnali. The 53-member Sudru Paschim will require 27 lawmakers for the government formation. UML, Maoist Centre and Nagarik Unmukti can join hands to produce 28 lawmakers, which is again more than enough for the government formation. The scenario means that the Sunday afternoon setback has been so severe for Nepali Congress that the party has also lost out on the opportunity of government formation at all the 7 provinces as well. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces what their expectations are from the new government. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice brought to you by 3 गुना बढी टिक्छ, दाम ठीक छ, हुलास ग्याल्भोलुम, शक्तिशाली हंसी सिमेन्ट, अब 53 ग्रेड सहित हंसी सिमेन्ट, डिश होम फाइब्रोनेट presents Megafy खुशीको अपग्रेड, V-Bond World Class Ergonomics Office Chair with 4 years warranty, साधारण बल्ब भन्दा उज्यालो, वेगा LED बल्ब, भविष्य उज्यालो छ, NIC Asia Bank Limited, बैंक पनि साथी पनि, राम्रो पनि हाम्रो पनि, जगदम्बा सुपर शाइन तथा जगदम्बा गाल्वा प्लस जस्ता पाता, जीवनभरको भरोसा।
नागरिकता विधेयक त्यो पास हुनुपर्छ।
स्थिर सरकार र समृद्धि ल्याउने खालको सरकार बनोस्।
निर्यातमा निर्भर अर्थतन्त्र कायम हुने अवस्था सिर्जना होस्।
रोजगार बनाइदिए हुन्थ्यो।
जनताको हितमा काम गर्न पर्यो, भ्रष्टाचार गर्न भएन।
युवाहरूलाई चाहिँ आफ्नै देशमा रोजगारहरू दिनु पर्यो।
जनतालाई चाहिँ शिक्षा स्वास्थ्यबाट चाहिँ फ्री गराउनु पर्यो।
सरकारले हस्पिटल बनाइदिन पर्यो।
सुशासनको क्षेत्रमा अत्यन्तै जुन भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त समाज बनाउनु पर्छ भन्ने अपेक्षा पनि रहेको छ।
Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: what should be the priority of the new government? Your options are A, stable government, B, good governance, and C, address public aspirations. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. At a time when 4 months remain on the deadline given by the Nepal Insurance Authority for merger, the trend of merging insurance companies has flourished. A total of 6 companies have started joint transactions, while 13 companies that have agreed to merge are making efforts for joint transactions. According to Nepal Insurance Authority, out of the 19 life insurance companies in operation, 9 companies signed agreements for merger. Out of them, Surya and Jyoti Life have started joint transactions from Friday, while the remaining 9 companies are in the process of merging. Prime Life, Guras Life and Union Life had signed an agreement on 12th of May earlier this year to merge. According to Nepal Insurance Authority, they are making efforts to finalize the merger by 29th of January next month. Likewise, Prabhu Life Insurance and Mahalakshmi Life Insurance are also preparing to start joint transactions. The Nepal Insurance Authority says the 2 companies are trying to merge to increase the size of the capital and lower risk at a time when the insurance business is flourishing. Likewise, out of the 20 non-life insurance companies, 10 have signed agreements for merger. Out of those 10 companies, Himalayan General and Everest Insurance, along with General Insurance and Sanima General Insurance, have started joint transactions. Meanwhile, Siddhartha and Premier Insurance, Sagarmatha and Lumbini General, along with Ajord and Prabhu Insurance that have signed agreements for merger, are yet to start joint transactions. The Nepal Insurance Authority is making efforts with Nepal Insurance, IME General and Prudential Insurance to make them reach an understanding for merger. Time now for international update. At least 38 deaths have now been linked to a severe Arctic freeze that continues to plummet the US and Canada. Officials say 34 people died across the U.S., with the worst hit area being the city of Buffalo in New York State. 4 fatalities occurred in Canada when a bus rolled over on an icy road near the town of Marriott in the western province of British Columbia. The storm has wreaked havoc for days, but power has been steadily restored after earlier blackouts. Fewer than 200,000 customers were without power as of today, down from a peak of 1.7 million. Thousands of flights have been cancelled, preventing many people from reaching their families at Christmas. More than 55 million Americans remained under wind chill alerts yesterday. The reach of the blizzard conditions has been unprecedented, stretching from Canada as far south as Texas. The bomb cyclone winter storm, which occurs when atmospheric pressure plummets, causing heavy snow and winds, has disrupted travel across the country. Some of the 7 dead in Buffalo were found in cars and snowbanks. Storm-related deaths were also reported in Vermont, Ohio, Missouri, Wisconsin, Kansas, and Colorado. The western U.S. state of Montana is the worst hit by the cold, with temperatures dropping to minus 45 degrees Celsius. In Canada, the provinces of Ontario and Quebec are bearing the brunt of the storm. Time now for sports update.
Sports news.
English Premier League is back again for Boxing Day action as it kicks off with Brentford facing Tottenham Hotspurs later today. Brentford enters this encounter without several key players, but they will look to capitalize on their heroic 2-1 victory over Manchester City when they were in action in Premier League last time before the focus was shifted to Qatar World Cup. While for Spurs, most of their squad have returned from the World Cup. They looked a bit twitchy as they lost 3 of their last 4 games, but continue to occupy the all-important Champions League spot as they sit 4th in the table. Meanwhile, Southampton will face Brighton, Leicester City will entertain Newcastle, and Crystal Palace will play Fulham in other matches slated for tonight. Likewise, Everton will face Wolves in their home ground. Aston Villa will host Liverpool at 11:15 p.m. later tonight. Pele's daughter has posted an emotional update from the hospital bedside of the Brazilian football icon. Aged 82, Pele spent Christmas in the Albert Einstein Hospital, Sao Paulo, following news his cancer has worsened. It was confirmed earlier this month that he was undergoing an extended stay in hospital due to a respiratory infection aggravated by COVID, while he continues his treatment for cancer. He is now under elevated care while he experiences kidney and heart trouble. Many of his family members have now gathered at the hospital, with Kelly, Pele's daughter, posting a picture of them all together. Edin Ho, one of Pele's sons, arrived Saturday on one day after he gave a news conference to deny he would visit his father in hospital. Edin Ho, who works for a club in southern Brazil, had said then that only doctors could help his father. Hours later, Edin Ho, a former Santos goalkeeper, posted a picture showing his hand holding his father's. Kathmandu Knights play their second match today as they are taking on Far West United at the Nepal T20 League. A short while ago, Far West United elected to field first after winning the toss. Kathmandu Knights lost the early wicket of Virendra Pratap Singh, who was cleaned up by Sher Malla for 1 run. When the report last reached us, Kathmandu had scored 17 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. In the second match today, Janakpur Royals are pitted against Biratnagar Spurs Kings. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good day.